becoming a part of this piece, because I do find it kind of wild how you kept pushing, like, hey, like, I'll let you tell it. So how did you become involved with A Ghost Waits?
Well, I'm glad you find it interesting to hear, because I love telling it.
I thought like I was going to gloss over it because I know it's going to be on the Arrow bonus features, and I try my hardest to like go against the grain and not. I mean, like I told you before we rolled, there's certain stuff that I have to get out because it's the first time you're on the show and everything. But when I was going through the bonus features, I was just like, what a wild way to become a part of a project that, I'm telling you, you guys have something special. Well, yeah, of course you know that I like the movie. How did you become involved with A Ghost Waits?
So it was right as I was kind of starting out, as you said. Like, I only got a couple of real credits to my name, and I was just out there, plugging wherever I could. And one of the best ways to do that in Cincinnati is on Facebook. There are a couple of Facebook groups that people put casting calls out on, and Chenny Chen, who was production coordinator on here, she had put out a casting call for a completely different project. It was a commercial, and they were just looking for extras, and so I submitted, and it was like for restaurant patron for a commercial about something. I would assume it was food. And I put my name in, and I got an email back like the next day and said, hey, instead of that, I think maybe I'd like to throw you in for this other thing. And I was like, cool, that's awesome. What is it? And said, oh, it's an independent feature film. And I was like, even better, keep it coming. What are the details? She was like, here's the script. And I actually read for both Rosie and Muriel. But reading the specs, I knew that Rosie was the one that I was going to go for, just age-wise, really. And
well, yeah, you're not 200 years old. You're not 200 years old, so that would be a tough sell.
God willing, someday. So I worked on both sides, and then I sent in a tape. I believe I did. It's been a long time now, but I think I sent in the tape, and I hadn't really heard back, or maybe I didn't send in the tape. We were supposed to do an audition with the director, and I just wasn't hearing anything, so I kept bothering her. I just said, hey, is this still something? When can we set it up? I am really interested. And apparently at the time, unbeknownst to me, because I didn't know Adam at all. I didn't know anyone attached to this project at that time. And unbeknownst to me, Adam had already picked someone tentatively for the role. Initially, he had someone that fell through. She moved on to far bigger projects and was in LA, so she couldn't do it. But he had this person who was like kind of okay, but I was bothering Chenny, so she said, hey, really, please get this girl off my back. Like, would you please just talk to her? Like, I really think she could be good for this. So thank you, Chenny Chen, for that. She really started something for me. I got great friendships and a great opportunity out of it. But then Adam and I sat down. It was actually over Google Hangouts. Before Zoom was really a thing. And we did my audition video, but before I could audition, he wanted to know about the character and what I had fleshed out for her. And I really hadn't fleshed out too much.
Right. But I remember hearing that and was like, oh, well, I mean, because I have been I just want you to know, it reminded me, so the second stage play that I ever auditioned for, I didn't know the guy. This was in college. I didn't know the guy. He was a first-time director. Will you get that camera out of my face? I know that we're doing the first ever photo shoot for Ella Cinema, but like, you got just chill a little bit, man. Like we're just it's 3 inches from my face. Just relax, Sam. Jesus. Anyway, so it's my second. It was my second time ever auditioning. Didn't know the kid. The first director, I think, I don't know if I got it because I did know him or because we were both comfortable with each other, but I see this guy. He walks into the room. We had all been, like, he was late. We were there, I don't know, like 15, 20 minutes, and I'm a big stickler on time. Like, to me, if you're 15 minutes late, you don't want to be there, and you're waiting. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the movie The Irishman. I don't know if you saw that, but Al Pacino keeps, one of the characters keeps standing Al Pacino up, and he's just like, if you're 15 minutes, I take it as disrespect. Like, you're trying to disrespect me. Anyway, he comes in. First question, so it's just me on the stage, and there's no one else. It is me, 2 girls sitting in the audience, and him. And the only reason that the 2 women in the audience were there, he goes, all right, I want you to beg both of these women to kill you. Like, you don't want to live anymore, and they have to be the one to do it because you don't want to do it. And
wow.
Dude, right? And I was like, because I'm still relatively young. I'm still, like, don't get me wrong, like, I love performing and everything like that, but I was like, man, I've never met you before, and you just asked me to do something super heavy. Like, I was like, hey, man, can you just give me, like, I don't know, 5 to 10 seconds to kind of like wrap my head around this. And Sydney, I'm here to tell you, I bombed. I didn't know. I panicked. I was just like, I think I did all right when I went up to the first girl, like just pleading with her. But by the time I got to the second one, I was so annoyed by what I was saying and how I was asking them to, dude, I was so tapped out. And actually, once we wrapped, I went, all right, I got nothing left. I shook his hand, and I just walked out. I was just like, that's
wow.
Not, yeah. So, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Did that have anything to do with the context of the play you were auditioning for?
No. I ended up seeing that play, and the play was a comedy. And I'm sitting there like, dude. And eventually I did get to know him and everything, but like, at the time I was like, what the hell was that all about? He's like, I don't know, man. I was kind of hungover, and I just wanted to see somebody bring it. And I'm like, cool.
Oh, my God.
Cool. I went home shattered because I couldn't perform, begging 2 women to kill me because I don't want to live anymore. So I'm sorry. I digress. Please continue. I thought I should tell you that to talk about, like, I think most people in that particular instant, I think a lot of people might have quit after that. Like, it was such an intense, like, you had to be there to just see the setup. It was just so awkward. And I understand that, well, you got to forget yourself. You got to become yeah, I got it. I don't know him. I don't know them. And this is weird.
Yeah, that is a little weird. It would have been uncomfortable. But yeah, in my case, it worked out beautifully because I did enough work, obviously, to get Adam to believe that I knew who this character was. And really, I'm one of those people that just does things by the seat of my pants like that anyway. Like, I work better under pressure. So if he had given me a week to suss it out, I probably would have told him the same things that I told him in that 10 minutes, give or take a few. But yeah, after that, it just sort of, he said it clicked for him, that he was like, no, it couldn't be this other girl that I had sort of tentatively put on the line. It has to be her. She gets it, you know? Like, this girl was 99% right, but she's 100% right for it. So I'm very lucky. I feel blessed.
And I think you truly are a part of something special. I mean, I would feel horrible if I'm like, you guys are going to find, I mean, I guess I technically already did it with MacLeod, but like, I would be shocked if a number of things don't happen. Cult classic, I could see it being that, but there's something about it between the music and the love that I think separates itself from cult classic status and just just a good movie. Like just a flat out good movie, and I hope these things really do come to fruition. And I, between seeing you or Natalie or MacLeod, so I guess sticking with that point, you get the script, you get the part after auditioning. Google Hangout, man, what a wild world we live in now. Google Hangouts, like if you'd have told me, I'm pretty old. I'm an 80s baby, and I'll leave it at that. And I just, the new method, sometimes it's hard to wrap my head around, like, because I always wanted to continue acting, and I guess I don't know, like, where are you going to find a role in Toledo, Ohio? And I guess, like, the thought, like, in my head, like, well, no one would accept a video audition from you, and that's nonsense, really. Like, the new world, I should be sending reels left and right. I'm out of my mind. But I'm also the person that doesn't, I don't Google much. I don't, like, I should, and I just don't because I'm garbage. Like, I think, I don't know, I Googled sore throat one time and it came up as AIDS, and I was just like, all right, I'm done. Mm-hmm. I'm done Googling WebMD anymore. So you get the script.
I bet your doctor is thrilled that you don't Google your symptoms anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure they're probably like, you know what, I've about had it hearing about your 42 different symptoms that you got off the interweb. I'm going to tell you right now, you have high cholesterol. That's all it is. That's all it is. So you get the script, you're reading it. For you, regardless if what role you were going to get, what attracted you to this piece the most? Or were you just like, hey, I'm happy to be a part of it. Like, I don't, like, this could be a gas station bin movie in, a month's time. I just wanted to act. Or like, I know that you were hounding Adam to, get some FaceTime with him, but after you got the script, what attracted you to it the most?
Yeah, so I definitely was on the side of, I'm just happy to be here. I'm young, I'm fresh, I need something, I need credits. But additionally, I love projects that deal with paranormal things. I guess because that's one of the magical things about acting to me, is that you get to escape into things that you don't in everyday life. And I'm living, so I don't get to be a ghost. Maybe I will at some point in my life, but it's certainly not.
Excuse me, Sydney, it is spectral agent. We don't say ghost. We don't say ghost.
Exactly. Thank you. I'm glad you did your homework.
As you heard, I wasn't going to do it to myself again today. I'll probably watch it one, maybe two more times before I go on with Adam, taking it to a total of 5 or 6 at this point. But I was, one of those times was with the commentary on, but I was such a mess going into yesterday's interview that like I'm glad that, speaking of how awesome MacLeod was, he made my job easier, because I was imploding. Emotionally, I was imploding. Like, I was just like, this hurts me. This hurts my heart. It is so heavy. But I vowed that I would. Well, I have my 9 to 5, but at the same time, if I didn't, I wasn't going to do it. Nope. Not fair to you to be like, hey, Sydney, I'm still sad because I watched your movie again.
Oh. Well, it's kind of hauntingly beautiful, isn't it?
Yes. It was so funny. I was thinking about when he was like, he's just like, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to do that to you. And I was like, it really was you, too. The reason why I'm sad is because of you. Nobody else.
No, because he's so good at it.
Oh, such a subtle beauty to it. And speaking of subtle beauty to their character, we're going to get into some of the gear changes that I thought you did. Maybe you'll be like, Sean, just shut up, stop blowing smoke. I was there, I was reading my lines, you're bullshit. And maybe you're right, but I don't think so. Like I said, every film has to have a negative energy, has to have a villain.